red is very much, obviously, the color of the season. It's all pink, you know, for spring. It's all red for fall. There's always a red dress, a red boot, a red shoe.
I thought about a festival, but it was more an imagined place of this gathering of people that were sort of meeting up and ended up in a pattern collision and sort of color explosion.
I was always obsessed from Twin Peaks, from David Lynch. And there is very iconic American, but in an Italian way.
I mean, for me, Fendi's always something that I absolutely adore. I think the team there do such an amazing job. And I think when we go there, we expect the femininity, but also the little cheeky twists of last season where you had the bums showing in the apron ties. And I think this season was an evolution of that, with lots of the transparent dresses and the really high waist-hipped undergarments seen through the transparent dresses, which I absolutely adore.
Yeah, it's funny, I've been chatting with editors and people, and everyone's like, it was so interesting to see Fendi with such a different point of view, and I actually loved it because I thought the clothes had a great sophistication. I thought they were the kind of clothes that a wealthy woman, a luxury customer would want to wear. And though sometimes I think the hair and the makeup gets super tricky on the Fendi runway, just for the stage and the drama of making news on the catwalk, I thought the girls looked really pretty. I thought they looked really fresh. And even when you see kind of the supermodels of the moment, Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, the clothes looked great on them. They didn't look forced, they didn't look contrived, and everything really being grounded on that shocking lipstick red glove boot that was over the knee. But beautiful fluidity, you know, I love Karl when he's his softest.
I would use the word restrained, and I think that's the key word in a season of highly decorative collections that continue this hyper embellishment that we've been seeing for 2 years now. I think Karl took the moment to say reset the button and bring back some, you know, traditional clothes for working women, for women who appreciate polish. Even in the accessories were very spare and not a lot of decorative elements. Even fur was at a minimal in this collection, and Fendi for a fall season, that's almost blasphemy. So it was fascinating to see a little bit of a palette cleanser from all of the hyperactivity we've been seeing.
Well, I thought for Fendi it was a remarkably straightforward show. The clothes are very grown up, not at all. Well, they're very complicated in the way they're made, but they weren't tricksy in the way they looked. I thought it was chic, grown up. Love the red boot, love the casting, love the use of the girls, and I thought it was an excellent show for Fendi. And I think at a time when people are looking to invest in things of great quality, I think he nailed it beautifully.
And a lot of dresses that had handkerchief hemlines or kind of cutaway hemlines that just floated down the runway. And certainly amazing furs, as we always see on the runway. But I thought there was a lovely restraint without being boring on the runway. And I love the idea of clothes that are expensive, that look expensive, and handbags that are to die for. You know, all the great handles and the mink trims and the interesting fur trims.
Very much. I think I like the camel palette. I love that dash of red that we've been seeing all over the runways. And the kind of rust color that Karl used was really very elegant. The menswear plaids and grays were very of the moment. That's a lot of women are wanting to dress like that right now.
Red is very much, obviously, the color of the season. It's all pink, for spring. It's all red for fall. There's always a red dress, a red boot, a red shoe. So that was kind of smart.
You need a lot of excitement in any collection and to keep people engaged, but it was also just a very nice contrast to the sober fabrics that were throughout the collection.
Super sophisticated, and in a season when so many designers seem a bit confused about where they want to go with fashion in these challenging times, I thought the show had a real definite point of view. And their clothes that I see my Neiman Marcus women wanting to wear and looking lovely and looking super expensive in them.
It just took me to somewhere, I want that dress for my holiday and that one for my real life. And of course there was the structured suiting and all the things you want, the bag, the shoe, all those things, but you still had so much of that really beautiful softness and femininity, and the luxury was in the detailing. It wasn't showy, it was very subtle and quiet and clever, so I loved that. I loved it so much.
Actually, everything started, I thought, about a festival, but it was more an imagined place of this gathering of people that were sort of meeting up and sort of ended up in a pattern collision and sort of color explosion. And the fact was folkwear that was mixing with streetwear. So there was a lot of shapes borrowed from sports, like puffer jackets that were even more puffed, or tweed parkas, kilted pants, and bras showing under the jackets, and then a lot of personalizing and customizing in the patches, in the sort of messages also. You could find lotus flowers, dragons on the sleeves, because I think now also in this world of digital it's more about visual, and slogans and symbols have a lot of strength and power now. And the other thing was also to deal with a more multi-ethnic casting, because Etro takes a lot of inspiration from foreign countries, from different cultures. So really to make as if this was a festival of the world in a way, a global festival, exactly. But also, I think now more than I felt the need to do that, because I think in diversity lies the richness, in be open and be curious to new things, to different worlds, to be more like a citizen of the world. With our travels, we touch the world, and we are very kind to be open, and everyone has a story to tell. So. The dresses were very light and pleated, whereas the upper halves were more like bulky and cozy. So there was this balance between floatiness and sort of more cocoon, round-shaped outerwear. I love the boots. All the boots like with shearling, felt, and they were lacing up with the ribbons. Yeah, and also the fact of not doing sportswear, like I said, with technical fabric, but with more like jacquards, brocades. There was a lot of research actually in the fabrics. Positivity, this energy, and this way of really be open to the world, like a globetrotter. I call all this today, it's like the Etro Paisley Tribe. She loves art, she loves color, obviously, and prints, but the fact is she doesn't take fashion too seriously. She plays rather with it. She has fun, which is good to remain like this and have fun with prints. And it's like a collector. She travels and collects the pieces. I like rather to create timeless pieces rather than the last trend of the moment.
It's a really simple look. It's centre parting, that kind of cool teenage angst, very easy, got a bit of a wave through the back, inspired by Twin Peaks. So it's got this kind of eeriness about it. It's super cool. We're blowing it out, just using really light mousse, and then we're working through with a large curling tongue, creating a little touch with the curl. Super simple, very easy, almost like they've just been washed and it's left fresh.
It's a David Lynch kind of woman, slightly sinister beauty. The lips are kind of dark, sort of dirty, slightly off-red, and we're putting them on a little bit messily, so just a little bit softly over the lip line. So there's makeup and there's beauty, but it's all slightly off. So the mascara is clumpy. She's put on way too much mascara, top and bottom. And we've used the lash maximizer to really build up. We've put bottom lashes individuals into, it's just too much makeup basically, too much on the eyes and a bit of messy mouth. And she's beautiful, but she's slightly off. She's not perfect. She's got something going on, yeah.
I do all kinds of magazines like Elle and Glamour, Cosmopolitan. I like to capture the essence of each model, the essence of the makeup. The collection today is really nice, and I saw all the models wearing the fur bit and all the prints. It's awesome.
I was always obsessed from Twin Peaks, from David Lynch. So the inspiration of the collection, it's just the start, just the beginning. The roses, the roses, I do the screenshot from the Twin Peaks and I create the print, the photographic print. But I did the same with the Twin Peaks poster. I translate the screenshot from the image and I did the prints, like the trees, like the mountains, the eagle. And I redesigned the tree, the lake, also in intarsia, in Etro. And like the chevron with the optical detail of the restroom in the picture. The shoes this is another original poster, and I create the shoes masculine and feminine together. And from Twin Peaks, I studied the attitude, the atmosphere. At the beginning it's a little bit more noir, more dramatic, but at the end it's an explosion of colors. sportive. It's very MSGM rules, but from the real beginning, from 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Like the big hem, the big hem of MSGM is back, the logo. There is a sweatshirt with all the logos of 5 years. Feminine, romantic, it's streetwear and cocktail dress. And there is very iconic American, but in an Italian way. At the beginning noir, but at the end fun and happy.